to think of globalization not in the way it was done before, but differently.
We are entering a period of profound technological progress.
Artificial intelligence is survival for this intelligent age.
Progress requires the humility to acknowledge our interconnectedness.
Welcome everyone to the Hurting Humanity channel. The World Economic Forum is underway in Davos, Switzerland. And oh, what a tangled web they weave, those who practice to deceive. And I'm going to show you some of the little things that are going on at Davos. It just began, and I want to point out how they're starting to change the wording of a lot of these things because too many people have caught on. And of course, too many people have caught on because people like us continue to fight against the left-right paradigm. We continue to expose artificial intelligence governance, the rebuilding of the Tower of Babel that they are trying to do. And isn't it a coincidence? I guess so, right? That when I took this screenshot from the World Economic Forum, from that opening clip where they show you all the things they want to embark on, that they even show you CERN and that Hadron Collider, because that is such a pivotal thing in moving forward, of course, with their quantum computing and their weather modification and what they have planned with opening up black holes. But the thing I'm talking about when I talk about what a web they weave is that everybody out there should remember that the key things that they've talked about for years at Davos, years and years and years, is what they call the Fourth Industrial Revolution. It is, in fact, the book that Klaus Schwab wrote. He created what is called the Fourth Industrial Revolution. It's not a creation of anyone else other than a creation of Klaus Schwab. And now they're renaming this into the Intelligent Age. And that's very important because the deceptions that are coming involving Elon Musk and Donald Trump play a huge part in building out the globalist infrastructure, and they don't want you to realize it. In fact, I've even shown this tweet before where Elon Musk reposted a tweet from Dan Ives who said, I've covered tech for almost 25 years. What I saw in LA, which was his We Robot event where he was showing people, hey, you can get these robots and bring them in your home. Self-driving taxis, robots to babysit your kids. And what he said was, this is the new chapter, the new book for Tesla. Tesla is front and center of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, which is why they've yoked up Elon Musk by design with Donald Trump. Elon Musk has always been a liberal. He's always been a Democrat. He is now yoked up with Trump because they don't expect you to see them bringing in this new world order infrastructure because they're going to play with your emotions and get you on board with it without realizing AI governance is the new world order. So what they're doing is they're playing the good cop, bad cop routine. And if you haven't noticed, they've been doing this with the Argentina president, Javier Milei, who showed up at the World Economic Forum last year and gave this speech that was supposed to be anti-globalist. They're having these guys play a blueprint of each other. He plays Argentina's version of Donald Trump. He looks awfully frightening in this picture where he showed up, of course, at D.C. ahead of Trump taking office. And he was an inspiration for the Department of Government Efficiency, which is how they're going to dupe you into accepting the New World Order, the World Economic Forum, the Club of Rome, you name it, the Trilateral Commission, the Bilderberg. Their government is AI governance, and they're going to trick you into it by thinking that the things that they're doing by getting rid of some of these clowns in office who have been playing the role of incompetent, who are not showing up for their job, is to benefit you and lower your taxes. They are duping everyone. And that's why there's articles like this out there. Elon Musk sent pathetic emails begging to get into Davos, right? We're supposed to believe that Elon Musk can't get into Davos. Now, they don't want Elon Musk in at Davos. Elon Musk doesn't want to be at Davos because he has to play the role that he's opposed to globalism, that he's a nationalist, that he's anti-New World Order, when in fact his job as the face of the Department of Government Efficiency is in fact to bring in artificial intelligence governance, okay? So they're talking about protesters who are at Davos. One of the big issues they need to confront is Donald Trump and Elon Musk and how they're going to be anti-globalism, right? At the same exact time that that's happening, Donald Trump creates the Department of Government Efficiency with an executive order, and it says that the unit's purpose is upgrading IT, okay? Our alliance, this is the World Economic Forum, is creating smart city governance, artificial intelligence governance. And again, for anybody out there, when you think of the Tower of Babel, that's what they're recreating through artificial intelligence. When God divided the world into nations, when he stopped their plans of building the Tower of Babel and he scrambled the languages, okay? They've been trying to recreate the Tower of Babel since that time. And the only way they're going to be able to do it is through artificial intelligence. You can't have a global order unless it's connected through AI, which is why it's so important to get people on board with a digital ID, with digital currency, because this is how the New World Order is going to function. They need your cooperation, which means they need you to be dumbed down enough that you don't pay attention to what they're actually talking about when they go and meet at these global events. That's why things like this are occurring at the same time that they're in Davos, right? Alex Jones tweeting out, Trump signs executive order forcing entitled, pampered federal employees to show up for work. And everybody out there cheers and applauds. And I'm not opposed to people showing up for work. But this is how they keep you distracted, right? Elon Musk saying, pretending to work while taking money from taxpayers is no longer acceptable. Now, how in the world is every single person supposed to react? Of course, you're going to applaud that. That's the point. They are working you into loving and accepting Elon Musk and thinking that what he's doing is for your benefit. But they're duping you while they're distracting you with these things like talking about forcing out entitled, pampered federal employees. You're supposed to cheer for this because the alt-right media isn't going to tell you they're going to be replaced with artificial intelligence. And when they do tell you that, they're not going to tell you about the fourth industrial revolution and how AI governance has been the plan of the World Economic Forum all along. They're going to continue to work you into thinking, well, it's better than having these woke lunatics there, right? The narrative of lesser of two evils. That's what the alt-right media is doing. At the same time, they're putting out other things, right? Restoring American sovereignty over health. Because Donald Trump, of course, on video, got it out to the world to see that he's withdrawing from the World Health Organization, right? Wasn't doing that when he was declaring himself the father of the magic potion, right? When he was continuing to pat himself on the back over that. And of course, while this stuff is happening, while the World Economic Forum is meeting, these are the types of issues. I show you these things because this is how they want you to think. It's surface level thinking. It's autopilot thinking. These are things that shouldn't be debated, right? So we have a woke pastor attacking Trump and Vance to their faces for scaring the LGBTQ kids and illegals, because a pastor who you could look at and you'd say if you were Donald Trump, well, I don't want this person speaking. You know, I just got to inaugurate. I'm going to mass and they're going to speak and they're going to lecture me about how dangerous I am and how kids should choose their genders. They continue to do these things by design because it's easy to draw in people who aren't critically thinking. They're just baiting you into supporting Trump even more. Because when you hear a ridiculous pastor talking about woke ideologies and kids castrating themselves, of course you're going to side with Donald Trump. We shouldn't even be having debates about these issues. There's non-debatable issues, but they keep you stuck in these things by obviously having the Democrats support all of this utter insanity. So people just continue to think about this type of stuff and not the stuff that they should be thinking about. And I'm going to play for you Klaus Schwab's speech, because Klaus Schwab, even though he supposedly stepped down, he gave a speech at the World Economic Forum. I'll try to take as much of it as I can, but sparing you from listening to the entire rant, which is pretty hard to actually make out. But I want to talk about some of the bullet points. And before I do that, I want to point out, okay, that artificial intelligence is the key to this meeting. That is the main topic. Again, the intelligence age. Usually it's the fourth industrial revolution. They've renamed it. And part of what they're discussing is building vast amounts of new infrastructure on U.S. soil. Okay? So for people that don't understand what that means, smart technology, right? They want everything to run through this smart tech. Well, the infrastructure would have to change. So in other words, when you go into a business, right, you go into a company's office, Okay? They need to have all of this stuff built inside the infrastructure to be able to read your retina, to have cameras in place, to follow your movements, to make sure that they could take your digital ID just by looking at your face when you come in. They have to change the infrastructure. And what they've been doing is sabotaging cities by design or lighting them on fire, so to speak, so they can change the infrastructure. And here are some of the talking points to listen to when Klaus speaks here, okay? The future is shaped by us, he says. He says the future is shaped by all of us in this room. All of these people who were not elected in the first place. But have you noticed how there hasn't been an actual revolution? Because if they continue to move forward with this stuff without giving you Donald Trump, a controlled hero, and Elon Musk, the people would be revolting against this. So what they're going to do is play into you. They're going to make it seem like all these guys at Davos hate Donald Trump and hate Elon Musk while they bring in the government structure, the government infrastructure, the global government infrastructure that they want and need. So Trump's going to play good cop, bad cop with Klaus, and so is Elon Musk. That's why there's articles out there about they won't want Elon Musk to show up. He's been there before. Trump's been there before, applauding Klaus Schwab. Before, of course, they thought you would actually catch on and realize, oopsies, Klaus is being applauded by Donald Trump. That's not a good look for Donald. Just like Donald Trump continuing to promote that potion that they were sticking in people's bodies, he suddenly stopped. Why? Because it wasn't a good look, because he was losing support. So what do? They pretend like he makes phone calls to RFK, speaking out against the same thing that he rolled out. What else do? Well, they fake assassinate him, because how else are they going to get you to think that he's really against these horrible scumbags who are talking about all these insane ideologies that shouldn't even be discussed in the first place? Keep in mind, the top issues that they're going to discuss, in addition to the intelligence age, or the intelligent age, as they're calling it, is the erosion of trust, which they talk about every year, because nobody trusts these people. And you know how they're building back trust? By having people like Donald Trump implement this for them, while you're thinking that you're winning something by them telling you we're getting rid of the IRS and we're getting rid of all these government employees who don't show up for work. The other topics, cyber problems, because remember, there's going to be a major cyber attack in the future. It's been planned out. It's how they plan on rolling out the digital ID. Weather, of course, is a main issue, and the climate, as always, and they'll play into it that, well, conservatives aren't doing enough. They're pulling out of the Paris Accord and all these things. That's so that they can get away with killing us with weaponized weather more in America, because they're going to blame conservatives and people who don't believe in climate change. And of course, always the big topic that they care about, misinformation and disinformation. They're playing the role, ladies and gentlemen. They're pretending as if Donald Trump and these people who are nationalists are opposed to the globalist agenda. It's good cop, bad cop. They know exactly what Trump's going to do and then what Elon Musk is going to do. And they're saying it right to your face while pretending like, well, these guys like the Argentina president, like Trump, they're opposed to what we're doing. We just need to get along and we need to move forward. Well, this thing is moving forward because nobody's paying attention to what the global government is built on. It's built on AI governance.
We are coming together at a moment when the world faces critical challenges. Our annual risk report 2025 identifies the foremost risks, such as armed conflicts, extreme weather events, misinformation and disinformation, increasing divisions within societies, within countries, cyber espionage, and many more. Simultaneously, we stand at the brink of what we call here the intelligent age, where artificial intelligence and other groundbreaking technologies and innovations will fundamentally transform economic systems, business models, and personal lives. The transition from the industrial to the intelligent age is occurring at an exponential pace, carrying unprecedented risks for humanity as we strive to prepare and to adapt to its complexities. The foundation of such a renaissance lies in cooperation. This is the reason why we have chosen as a theme for this annual meeting 25, collaboration for the intelligent age. When we meet today, we also have to face an erosion of trust in our society. We all must work together to regain trust in order to progress nationally and internationally. This can only be achieved if we genuinely address the existential fears of so many. The fears of marginalized, the fears of those who are afraid of accelerating environmental degradation, and the fears of those who worry about being left out in the transition to the intelligent age. The heart of my opening message is captured in a motto which I propose to guide our work in the coming days: constructive optimism. Throughout history, humanity has been driven by the aspiration to create and to care for a better future for ourselves and for the next generations. If this narrative of care for the next generation fails, we risk depending into self-serving and short-sighted behaviors that undermine collective progress and lead to profound societal and political shifts. To counter the erosion of hope and confidence in our future, we must go beyond reacting just to crisis. We must focus proactively, shaping the future in strategic, innovative, and constructive ways, despite the intense, short-term pressures and problems which we all feel. It is not cynicism or negativism which brings us forward, but practical steps to address the real-world challenges, what we want to do here during this meeting. Since creating the World Economic Forum more than half a century ago, I have devoted my life to bring the world together in the hope of building a better future through open dialogue and action-oriented collaboration. Despite monumental challenges, serious crises, and inevitable setbacks and conflicts, the fact remains that a large majority of global population lives today in better condition than in 1971, even though our fragile planet now supports twice as many people. There is progress, and this fuels, hopefully, all our optimism. The precondition for this positive thinking is that we are guided by a clear mission and develop the resilience to withstand the increased uncertainty, complexity, and also adversity which characterizes a fragmented and polarizing world. The future does not just unfold. The future is shaped by us, and particularly shaped by us here in this room. By embracing constructive optimism and believing in our collective capacity and commitment to improve the state of the world, we can shape the intelligent age, as an era where every human being can realize its full potential.
So again, you got to love how he talks about the future is shaped by us, the people in this room, none of which were elected by anyone. None of them were elected by any person. Okay. And I'm talking about even the politicians who were there, because if you haven't got the news flash yet, your vote doesn't count. These people took power. They seized power because nobody opposed it, because people believe that the television set which they control, who told you who wins this election and who wins that election, they took power. And there hasn't been any opposition to it because they control both sides. So if they give you a hero to cheer for like Donald Trump and they roll him out as a martyr, it prevents actual revolutions from occurring. So the intelligence age, did you notice how he didn't once mention the fourth industrial revolution? This is the first time I've covered this for a decade now. The fourth industrial revolution is always the key talking point. He says it over and over and over again. You notice how they're changing the wording? That's why I opened the video by saying, what a tangled web we weave those who practice to deceive, because they're deceivers. And they know that the fourth industrial revolution now has a direct connection to Elon Musk, because people like me, and I don't think that they actually watch my content because they've eliminated it enough times. I'm hoping that they can't even find me at this point, but maybe they can. But there's been enough chatter out there about the term fourth industrial revolution, because it's not just some loose term like saying the industrial age. It's a creation. The fourth industrial revolution literally is a creation of Klaus Schwab in his mind. He wrote a book about it and how we can get there. And Elon Musk recently was tweeting out proudly that Tesla's the front and center of Klaus Schwab's industrial revolution. So now they're conveniently calling it intelligence age. They're pretending like Elon Musk is begging to get in, that they're so concerned at Davos about Trump and Elon Musk, even though Trump was there kissing Klaus's rear end years ago. And Trump is going to be there virtually, and he's going to probably, like I said in a previous video, he's probably going to play the role, just like the Argentina president, where he says, we're not on board with this, we're not for the WHO. And that's all it takes for surface level thinkers to say, great, he's saying what I want to hear. He's telling them off. They're going to go nuts. They're setting the stage up for Trump to reject them on television, live vision, or I should say the internet where it streams. Trump's going to reject them. And that's all it takes for these people to go, see, I told you he's against it. These are the same people that tell you that he's against the magic potion when he's the one who created it. He's got the guy right next to him who's trying to get a Neuralink inside your body while talking about digital currency and, being able to do telepathy with your mind and computer interface, which is really, if you look up telepathy, the core of witchcraft. But Christians aren't thinking. That's why I showed you those clips, just those pictures earlier of the tweets, right? These are the topics that they're thinking about. Alex Jones keeping his audience thrilled about, let's make these pampered federal employees show up to work, right? Elon Musk saying it's pretending the work is done. Stop taking the taxpayers' money. Everything that people want to hear, they're cheering it on, right? They're cheering on, getting rid of the WHO, cheering it on. These woke pastors attack Trump. Screw them. Stay divided in the left, right. While these people bring about global governance. You don't hear the alt-right media talk about artificial intelligence as being the core, the need, the infrastructure to bring about globalism. Because at first they won't even tell you that it's globalism. They'll be like, we have AI governance now, but it's nationalist AI governance. It's nationalist, right? Until when? Until you flip a switch, and then we're told that there's a Democrat that won power and now is in office, and now, hey, they're connecting it to the globalist artificial intelligence interface. I mean, give me a break. It's a system of total control, and all of these puppets are on board. They're playing you at surface level here. These are surface level games. Elon Musk wants to go and tell everyone else. They won't let him in, right? Okay. The richest man alive is not allowed to attend Davos, right? They don't want him in, but every single thing that he promotes and stands for, they love. They're all about artificial intelligence. They're all about getting to Mars and all this other nonsense that they talk about. They're all about deception, ideally, and that's what's going on here. They're weaving a web of deception, and people can't think for themselves. The intelligent age is going to be brought about with Elon Musk standing directly next to Donald Trump. Pay attention. Stop depending on your tech. Stop thinking you could trust tech. You might trust your phone now. You might say, hey, my phone, it's mine. I can do what I want on my phone, right? You don't know who the man behind the curtain is. And what if I told you that, Donald Trump's going to bring this in and it's a digital ID? You'd say, great, I don't care. Donald Trump's bringing it. Well, what if Joe Biden or Obama was the one behind it? You'd say, absolutely not. All it takes is them bringing it in, and then they could switch whoever is in power and tell you that we voted for the person. And clearly nobody is counting votes. The television tells you who wins these fake elections. It's all by design. It's a seesaw to strip us of our rights and bring about their globalist government. And it's through AI. And that's what Musk's role is. I will continue to cover all of the charades that occur, all the charading that occurs at Davos. I'm sure we'll hear about brain interfaces again, right? We'll hear about weather problems and carbon footprints. You won't hear about weather modification. I almost said weather modification. They won't talk about that, obviously, because then the whole gig is up with the climate, right? I'll talk about the wicked things that they're plotting as they conspire in Davos. I thank everyone for being here. Don't fall for their deceptions. Calling the fourth industrial revolution the intelligent age. They don't even expect you to notice. Well, I did, and I expect everyone who listens to my channel to notice these things. It's as simple as that. They're little deceivers, and they're spineless because all they do is cry about misinformation and disinformation, and you don't see them silencing the alt-right media. You only see them silencing people who break people free from the left-right paradigm, because that, ladies and gentlemen, is the key to control. I thank you for being here again. Hope you're all well. God bless you and your families, as always.